It's been a long day since the last good chapter, and I'm hoping Horikoshi get back in his bag. We've come a long way since 295, and my hero still dropping mid every week. Oh, mid every week. Horikoshi dropping mid, man, every week. Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on, man? It's time for the last My Hero stream. This man has been dropping mid every week, and we are here to talk about it. We are here to talk about this mid every week, man. I got a very special guest, man. I got the one, the only Dustin Reacts to talk about this, man. Dustin, man. Dustin, man. We about to talk about this. So
You so trash.
we gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk
Nigga did
about
to
it.
see me again.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it, man. We gotta talk about it. Hold on.
Man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
already know. I have my hero been so disappointed that I don't even want to be talking about it. But you're the one person that, besides Ian, sometimes that I'll like be willing to talk about this shit. Because at this point, it's like, bro, what is it to say? I feel like that we ain't said, but we got to do
Yeah, so I titled the stream "Surviving My Hero Academia" because
it.
man, it's been a journey. So before we get into like any negative, because it's called "Surviving My Hero," I think we got to go to the beginning. I think we both. I want you to go first, but just talk about like how you got into My Hero, like all the positive. Just like we're gonna start with love, just like all the positives, all the roller coaster, like all the hype moments, everything that like discussing it week to week, and like you know what I mean. Like so, you go first and just talk about everything that like really made you believe that my hero was that shit.
Well, I first got into my hero, interestingly enough, because of Roger.
Mm.
Uh, because he was doing a video and he was talking about the anime that he was gonna watch, and he was saying how it was this show, My Hero Academia, that's about to premiere. It's about heroes, and he's gonna be checking it out. So it interested me just hearing about a manga about heroes. I like superheroes, so all right, I went and found the manga and I just started reading it before the anime even came out. And it was at that point. It was at the point where I was catching up. It was at the point where Bakugo had got kidnapped.
Okay.
So I had caught up, and bro, that shit was just a great ass. Like I read that shit in like I read that first 70 chapters like in one sitting, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that shit was just so amazing. The sports festival, the Todoroki Deku fight, the Bakugo Ochiko fight. Then you had the Stain arc. Then you had the hero exams too. I mean, end of term exams. That shit was dope to me. Then you had the camp, and it was just so fire. And then just seeing how Horikoshi, the directions he was taking with the characters and the writing of the story, and just how he was focusing on the antagonists and the life that he was giving them, it was really doing things that I feel like it was doing certain shonen cliches, but it was always putting a certain twist on them. It was always giving us something different, and I just feel like Horikoshi was really knew what he was doing with the story.
Hmm.
And I just talking to people about it, and just the whole how I feel like it was just one of the best manga shown to jump over the past 5 years consistently.
Hmm.
And I really fell in love with just the story and the characters and all that. And I still love that. So, that's pretty much how I got into my hero.
Well, what's your favorite arc?
Favorite arc? Uh, that's a tough one. I never even thought about that. My favorite arc is probably, I don't know. I guess sports festival because it holds a special place. Like we
Hmm.
not talking about best, just favorite.
Yeah,
Probably
just favorite.
sports festival because when I cut up to this that manga and just how the sports festival hit me when I was reading it, the feeling that the emotions I got from reading it, yeah, that's really what got me into my hero. So yeah, I probably say sports festival.
What's your least favorite arc?
Least favorite arc, uh, probably oh the arc that just happened,
The one that's going on right now, or
the
the war arc?
war arc.
Okay. Okay. Well, for me personally, like
the way I got into My Hero was I used to watch well, I still do. I watch Chibi reviews, and he was talking about this new My Hero, this new series. It was called My Hero Academia, a superhero thing. And I was like, oh, Chibi's talking about it. It must be okay because he has general good taste. So this was when My Hero's around chapter 10 or 11 releasing into the states. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. I read the first like 10, 15 chapters. It was amazing. And at the time, My Hero wasn't getting regular releases because it was one of those things where a manga, well, we don't have the community of scanlators as we do now, but back then it was even worse. So the manga chapters would get released sporadically. Sometimes we'll get a 2 pack, a 3 pack of chapters, because that's just when they would get them. That's when they would just get, like, and be able to. And that's when it was on Fallen Angel and all that. So I've been reading My Hero for a while, and I remember like the first chapter when Deku.
Oh, Fallen Angel days.
Yeah, Fallen
Damn.
Angel days. Yeah, it was a while ago. This was like 6 years ago, and then I remember when I read the first chapter when I saw Deku start crying when All Might told him to do it. Like I was going through stuff in my life at the time where like I was very like unmotivated to do like to do things. And I just feel like I didn't have anyone to believe in me. In that chapter, bro, it hit me right in my heart, and I was like, bro, this like I was like regardless of how it goes, I'm sticking with this series. And I was like, okay, so it's just gonna be a nice upbeat story about this hero becoming a hero. And I was like, cool. So we go through sports festival, Stain arc, all of that, and I'm just like, bro, this is every arc is amazing. Even some arcs that I wasn't feeling, it was never egregious with anything. And I was like, okay, you can give things a pass because it's like the worst arc is like a 6 or 7. It's like, okay, cool, whatever, maybe a 5 on this worst day. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And we go throughout it, and then eventually we reach my favorite arc, which is My Villain Academia. And man, that was one of the best like arcs I think I've read ever. Like it's definitely top 5 for me. And I was so hyped going into the war arc, and and let me caveat this by saying the week to week of the war arc is probably the best week to week I've ever enjoyed in Shonen. Like every week, Dustin, you remember every week we was
Yeah.
like, this is
Yeah.
there's just no way. This is the greatest thing. Like
It
it was
was
like,
really good until it wasn't.
yeah, it was
Like
good until
literally.
literally it was good until it wasn't. And it was like every week the stakes was like up here, boom,
Yep.
top notch. And we was like, bro, all these heroes are dying. We don't know what the state of the world is going to be after this. Deku's breaking every bone in his body. Bakugo's getting stabbed. Gran Torino, like it was like Dabi's reveal. It was just like twice. It was just like everything was like, okay, my hero is it was racing with the pack. Now it's about to like blast off into the stratosphere. It's never coming back. Ain't no other series of Shonen is ever gonna be able to grab the back. And and then 295 happened.
Yep. Yep. Where you want to go now? Where you want to take us now?
So I just want to talk about one thing I want to like clear up is the notion that we were mad because what we wanted to happen did not happen. And I think that's a common misconception about what what we actually feel and like what actually happened. So like you could go first about like this
Okay. Well, two things. For one, you guys said you had mentioned Chibi earlier. I want to say shout out to Chibi. Chibi has some really, he really does have some good taste. I gotta highlight that because he be tweeting sometimes that I'm reading this. I was like, bro, Chibi reading this? Chibi, he be like, he got a high
yeah.
sub count, but he be tapped in. I'd be like, bro, he's reading this.
Hmm.
I'm like, how's Chibi reading this? Because you think people that high up on like, in terms of that, you think they'll like a lot of shit they not really catching, but he be on like some shit
Yeah.
that people not on, like niggas underground be on it. He be on it.
Yeah,
And
but
he be putting a light on it. Like he'll
yeah.
do a quick YouTube video about it, 10 minutes
Yeah,
talking about it.
I've been watching Chibis before he was like popular, so I'm that's why I know that he reads a lot of like stuff that like regular stuff. Like it don't have to be nothing big. And then he makes videos on them constantly. And he doesn't do it as much anymore, but like in the past, he used to push out content like that and of just like random stuff. So
Yeah, so I had to wanted to
shit.
shout him out a
Yeah,
little bit more, but yeah, as far as like, bro, it's like at this point, it's not even. You know what I realized, bro? People that say, because people say that to us, and then we sit there and explain, and they don't care. Yeah, bro. Like they've made up in their mind that we're angry because it didn't go the way we wanted. No matter what we say, no matter
Hmm.
how we say exactly how we feel and why we feel it, they've just made it up in their mind that we're angry because it didn't go the way it wanted to, and that way we want it. And to me, that's ridiculous to me, bro. Because we, it's not like Dustin was just saying this one thing or you were just saying this one thing. It was something that everybody was saying and for years before the arc even happened.
Yeah,
We didn't even know, we didn't even think we were getting the arc that soon.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like we were saying this about this arc before. I think my villain academia happened, and then
yeah,
when my villain academia happened, we were like, oh shit, this shit's getting close. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like people, we've been talking about that. So it's like, but then when it doesn't happen, now everybody just switches gears like completely. Like it's weird to me, bro. It's
Yeah,
weird.
like for me personally, I think this is the first series with the community I've seen where something that everybody was predicting to happen, and everybody like the story was being written in a way where it was going in that direction, and it doesn't happen, and the thing that we get that like all right. So here's the thing: the story could be setting something up and do like a plot twist or like a misdirect or whatever, but it's usually on like on smaller scale stuff. It's not something that's like been set up hugely that it's like it has to go this way. And like my hero community is the first community that I've seen defended this where it was like, oh, you're just mad because what you wanted to happen didn't happen. Like you don't see anybody saying that about Game of Thrones. You don't see that about saying like any other show. Like when something bad happens and people were like intently analyzing like what was going on in the series and they saw the direction it was
Oh,
going
they do
in.
that. They do that in One Piece all the
Oh
time.
well, yeah, but but that's my whole thing. The My Hero community has like I remember like again I've been reading it like very early on. I remember when we was the My Hero community was a small niche community of people that just love discussing it and talking about it. It has since then grown into the One Piece community. It's literally the same as the One Piece
Mm-hmm.
community. It's literally the same
Okay.
thing,
Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
it's
What
just
happened?
it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like I don't see how you can just the argument that we didn't want it to go like it would be different if like me and you were the only people saying, "Oh, this is what's going to happen."
Yeah.
Literally everybody said this was going to happen. It wasn't even like I guess it can happen. It's like, no, this is fact. This is going to happen because what you don't do is you don't give us My Villain Academia and then expect like he was writing in a way that was slowly building up the villains because the heroes started off bangers like they started off mm, smacking people around like that was what the heroes were doing. Then after Camino, slowly but surely the villains were, you know, being built up slowly. Every chapter, every arc, in the background, the villains were doing things over and over again that was like, okay, they're getting more powerful, and this is the first time we see the villains getting built up like the heroes. And then My Villain Academia happened, and it was like, oh, all of this was leading to this, to where we know that this is their time. They've been losing for so long that now it's finally their time to rise up, and everybody had that sentiment. Everybody. It wasn't a single person that had that did not have that sentiment in the My Hero community. And just because he and that expectation and that feeling that we got, that's what made the arc so good because we thought we were going in that direction. I'm telling you, this arc, the war arc, is probably one of the worst rereads in My Hero.
I don't even want to reread it, but I believe you.
It's probably no, I haven't reread it recently, but it's probably going to be one of the worst rereads because all of those moments that we was gasping week to week of like, this person is dead. Like, oh, the surprise, the suspense. That's not there anymore. Like, oh, that nigga alive, he alive, she alive, they alive.
And
It's like on reread, it doesn't hit. It probably won't
bro,
hit.
I feel like it's such a slap in the face from Horikoshi to like set up that we're going in this darker direction, but then don't deliver, but then still try to give you this darker direction.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. It's weird. Like when I, like this not to get too ahead of myself, we're gonna talk about this eventually. But this latest chapter, when Deku was in the rain and it was like that final panel, I was like, bro, nothing has happened in the series to warrant Deku being like this. Like not at least not in my like it's so unrealistic the the shift like the way he's presented things and what's happened, like you don't like. There's no way you feel like he Deku has naturally got to this point. It feels so like inorganic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't I,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how or why he's writing. It feels like two different writers. I don't know if you feel like that.
Yeah, yeah, I do, bro. Because it's just like that's why I be saying I'm so disappointed. And I can't, bro. It's like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is happening? Like, is it really that he just wants to end this story? Is that what it is? Like, cause what is this? Like, this is not making sense to me. Like that, it's going this way. I don't know if there's gonna be a part two or what it's going to be, but it's like I still don't even know what we're doing in this arc. Like I know that they're trying to find All for One, but I don't even really like know what this arc is even going. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know the purpose.
Not saying that you have to know where arc is going, but it's just like
But
I
usually
don't
that's a
even know
good
what we're
thing.
doing.
It's a
Yeah.
bad thing now, because like something like in the past where we were like, bro, we don't even know where he could go with this. That was a good thing because there was so many directions and like all of them were good. Where with this, it's like I don't know where you're going and I don't even know like how you even writing the story anymore, bro. Like I don't get it. And for people that's saying that oh it's still the same, oh he's still GOAT, bro. Like let's not kid ourselves. In the past, what Horikoshi would do is he would slowly build up things and then we'll have this big moment. That's why you have videos like Gigok or like all these videos saying like the My Hero fights aren't really like a flashy spectacle like Naruto or Jujutsu Kaisen, but it has the emotional weight. That's because Horikoshi set up so many things before the fight that when we actually
Mm-hmm.
got the fight, it wasn't so much the moves and the attacks that we're doing. It was the weight behind those punches. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and now it feels like what we're doing is that we're getting moment after moment after moment but none of the emotional impact and weight behind them, and that's not what I fell in love with My Hero 4. Like yes, the moments look cool and yes they look flashy, but that's not what I came into My Hero 4, and we're not getting those build up. Like him skipping the hospital is egregious to me. Like that's just
Yeah,
like it's
bro.
so egregious.
I don't mean to cut you off,
Go
but
ahead.
what you just said made me think of that because I tweeted why that chapter, and I ain't trying to jump too far, but I tweeted why the chapter was terrible in my opinion, and the hospital was one, and people was like, "Oh, bro, you tripping? We all knew that the hospital wasn't a serious thing," and I'd be like, I mean, not the hospital, the mansion. What you? Or you talking about something different? Maybe I fucked up.
No, I was talking about yeah, I was talking about the hospital.
Yeah, my bad. I just for some reason I heard explosion. I seen hospital to mansion, but the mansion exploding. I ain't gonna go too much into it, but people was like downplaying it or like people gotta stop. And then somebody even told me that I took that Deku 100% thing as him just lying to All Might so he wouldn't um All Might wouldn't worry about him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm
That's
like, bro, you got it. People got it.
well,
I can't do it no
and
more.
and somebody said it wasn't built up, huh? Question mark. So here's what I mean. I was upset that the villains, and when let me specify this because niggas like to feign ignorance. When I say the villains, I don't mean like random Joe Schmo out on the street doing like robberies and stuff. I'm talking about the League of Villains. They lost. Every one of them said they lost. Shigaraki doesn't have his body anymore. Like there's panels showing that they lost. All for One said they lost. Everybody said they lost. But niggas on the internet, niggas in the My Hero community, niggas in the Church of My Hero, for some reason still in their head think they did not lose when the panel said lost. And I've never seen a community say, "Oh, you can't look at the words. You got to be smarter than that. You got to look beyond the words." I'm like, nigga, okay, cool, whatever, whatever. I guess the story just like what Horikoshi wrote doesn't matter, or what the characters feeling doesn't matter. But but like after I got over the fact that the villains lost and I was upset, I was like, okay, they lost. I, I'm over that they're upset. I'm over like I'm no longer upset about it. So build everything up, Horikoshi. If we're gonna go this build up route, build everything up properly so that when we do get back into the action, I'm a happy camper. We skipped the Gran Torino Deku conversation in real time because like all these conversations and things are are important to happen in real time. We skipped the All Might Deku conversation in real time. We didn't have the Deku mom situation like expounded upon in real time and like have like actual a thing about it. We didn't get the students like viewpoints in real time like a lot like we didn't get like really all the students viewpoint on things. We didn't get the Deku Bakugo conversation. We didn't get really a really deep dive into the civilian life and how that's going. We didn't get a really deep dive into what's going on with the Hero Commission. We didn't get a really like all of these things are supposed to be built up after the war. And then also we didn't get what's going on with the League of Villains. And which I think is the most important component because that when Deku says I'm going to save Shigaraki, after that, well, okay, so we need to know what's going on with Shigaraki so the plot can move forward. And we haven't got that.
Mm-hmm.
If Horikoshi would have literally just spent 20 chapters building all of this up, when we see Deku on the gargoyle, and then we see the Gran Torino cape, even if he wasn't gonna die, we at least know where, like all where we stand on all of that. And we don't have all these lingering questions.
I don't
And
even
like,
think he needed 20 chapters because Horikoshi is
yeah,
known for giving you a lot of covering a lot of things with a very minimal amount of chapters.
I know that, but I'm
But
just
he just been skipping over, omitting stuff like,
yeah.
and that's not what he does.
And then retroactively going back to show the things like why not just show it in real time? You're showing it 2 or 3 chapters later. Why not just show it in real time? Because that's what we care about in real time. And then like he could have did all the vestige stuff. Like the only reason I'm saying 20 chapters is because that's a lot of content. The vestiges, like Deku's decision to save Shigaraki, the Todoroki backstory, all the League of Villains, like it's a lot of content that he could have that he had. But I'm pretty sure he could have done it in 10, 15 chapters, whatever. But all of that content he didn't do. So now instead of Deku on the gargoyle fight muscular, move forward to the next thing, it's like Deku fight on a gargoyle, fight muscular. Okay, let's see what the vestiges are doing. Let's figure out what Gran Torino's doing. Let's figure out about all this stuff we only cared about in real time because guess what? The city's on fire and everything just happened in the war. We want to know about all these things now. We still don't know what happened to Sun Eater. We still don't know what happened to Gang
Mm,
Orca. We don't know what happened to
mhm.
all these people that we care about in the war. We don't know what happened to the Pussycats. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, and
bro.
in the way it's going, it just seeming like I don't know, and I don't know if it's true because that's why I said we gotta wait to see where my hero is 6 months to a year from now. But it just seems like okay, it's all about Deku trying to finish things. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
mean, and that my thing is, bro, if there is no defeat, if there is no loss, like because I'm hoping because Deku seems like he's in a lot of stress, he's in a lot of it's a high tense situation. If there is no loss for them and he just continues to go and he saves everybody like in this arc that whatever this is, to me that's just trash. If this is not like the end of a part one and there isn't a part two, if this is like literally, I'm just saying worst case scenario, if this is literally the end of the series that we're on right now, it's going to end absolutely terrible for me.
Yeah.
I don't see no other way around it, bro. Because what are you doing? Like, and you have to work back. You got so you know I'm like it's
Yeah.
bro. I don't. I can't,
And
it's.
I
I
see.
never thought we would be. This is to me. This is like Joe and Ma and Rory breaking up. Like
Yeah.
I never thought we would be here with my hero, bro. Like I never ever. Literally, I never thought we would be here with my hero. Never
Yeah,
thought this.
I feel you. And John the monster, Johan the monster in the chat says, I do think Deku told All Might that he can that so he can stop following him. He doesn't want him to get hurt. There's no way he just jumped from 45% to 100% in a week or two. Maybe. All right. So let's just disprove this right here, Johan, and to everybody in the chat and everybody in the YouTube My Hero community that don't think he's at 100% is it's very simple, bro. We saw in the chapter with 5 Gen, he's able to do a pseudo 100%. It's not 100% of one for all, but it's the same output and it uses the same power. And it's not fake. It's not a fake out because it was like kind of narrated. It was in the back panels. It wasn't Deku like saying it. It was like the narration saying that no, this is a pseudo 100%. As simple as that. That's what it is. It's 100%, bro. He doesn't have
No, but that's not what he said in this chapter though.
no, but that's what he's
There's
talking about. But that's what he's
no,
talking
no.
about.
He's talking about what he said in this chapter because that's what I'm talking about. That's what
No,
he's
no,
talking
no,
about
no.
what Deku
I
said
know
in
that
this
that's
chapter.
that's what I'm saying, but he's Deku is talking about the pseudo 100%. He's not saying that he can go a full 100% of one for all. He's saying that he can do the pseudo 100%, which is honestly he doesn't have to train his body, to the extent to get 100% anymore. Like at least right now, because it's a cop out. It's basically that's what it is. It's a cop out. He can
Bro, he says I can move at 100% without sustaining any damage, just like you could.
yeah, but that's a pseudo. That's what I'm talking about. And like, cause that's what I thought it is. If he can just do
No, he said I can move. Like that Suedo 100% was him doing an attack. He's
no, he
saying
was
he can
moving though.
move around. Huh?
No, but all right, tomato,
Well,
tomato. Either way, it's
cause
trash.
yeah, but no, it's even more trashy. He's saying if he can move around with 100% circulating through his body like All Might did, that's trash.
Yeah, that is trash. That is trash. I mean, but like, it's not a lie. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why the My Hero community has such a
And
hard time.
when has Deku lied to somebody to say
Yeah,
to
yeah.
protect him?
When has Deku ever lied to somebody to like we gotta stop like over analyzing My Hero Academia. I know people do it a lot, but sometimes it's just the words on the panel, bro. Like like the only reason y'all do this is because y'all don't want to admit My Hero has been dipping in quality. That's the only reason people do this. It's simply that's all it is. It's like you don't want to admit My Hero has dipped in quality. So you can be like, oh no, 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 it's gonna be explained later. Oh no, no, no. You're like
And bro, and he don't. Why do you have to lie to him? He don't. Even if he couldn't do 100%, he could just say he's All Might has no quirk, bro. He's like, bro, stop following me. You have no quirk. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do. Like
mm,
you're just making it more dangerous. Like he didn't have to lie to him to tell him to stop following him.
yeah,
All Might doesn't have a quirk.
yeah,
But I don't
and
know what I am interested in this stain thing though. I will say that.
yeah. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's good because
Hopefully it's not
everything.
another muscular situation where it's a rematch and then next chapter muscular gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah, but and again, let me say this. In the past, I said I wanted Deku to one shot Muscular, but that was only in the context that everything was built up properly. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
like originally, the way I thought My Hero was going was that I thought that the pro heroes for the most part were going to get wiped out. Either they're dead, incapacitated, injured, anything like that. So I thought that's the way it was gonna go. Why is she crying? But and I thought that the kids were gonna eventually take over, like, and either go to a different country or they're gonna be living underground. And then the Deku on the gargoyle thing that we got, I thought that was gonna be all the students standing there tattered up, bruised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought that was the way we were gonna go. And I thought that and like that's how that was gonna be the framing of My Hero, where it was gonna be the kids doing all these things now. And I would have preferred that because we were for so long in My Hero it was like, okay, this person is going to get a moment, this person is going to get some build up, and now it's just like the teacher, it's like the pro heroes and Deku. It's like, bro, we don't. It's My Hero Academia. Why are we still focusing on the adults? Nobody can tell
Yeah.
me that's good. Nobody can tell me that's good, bro. Like at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, bro, why are we sitting around with these other pro? We got hogs and like, bro, it would be to me it'd be so much more interesting if it was Deku and the kids and his classmates and they were having to figure this shit out. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like
Yep.
they're on the run, they're all together. Like, cause we seen them work together before and go up against that's what they've been doing since the beginning of the story. So to have it like you have these pro heroes and Deku's like almost leading them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he's like the bait, so like he's kind of almost like taking a lead in a way. Bro, it's just, bro, I just literally just, I don't know, bro. It's just not, I don't know why this is happening. I'm hoping like that more chapters will reveal why it's being handled this way because we got no choice but to just keep reading or drop it. So it's like, but this is it's like, how many chapters has it been since? Like what,
21, 22, something like that.
20 bro? That's half a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's been half a year and it's still like, oh my, like, what is this that I'm reading, bro?
Yeah, and one thing I want to talk about, and we alluded to it earlier, was the fake stakes that Horikoshi has been doing since the war arc, and has been for some reason recently making that his writing style. It's like, bro, okay, so let's talk about it, bro. First, like this is just recent. This is just recent stuff. First, we get the All Might car explosion as a cliffhanger. All Might lives, nothing happens. Then we get the Nagant face explosion. She lives, nothing happens. And then we get the mansion explosion. Don't even get the rep like the how they got out, and then we just time skip to them being saved. It's like, bro, why are you ending chapters on high stake moments if nothing is gonna come from them?
Yeah,
It
and then say, "Oh, we barely made it out of that one."
Yeah, like we barely made it out. I would have liked to see that. Please,
And
please let
even if we would have saw it, I feel like it would have been some sort of reach. But for you to not even show
show
it, like,
it.
oh, we're all just sitting around somewhere, and yeah, whew, that was close.
Bro. It's just
No shit.
like like you
Niggas
don't
ain't even burnt up or nothing.
nothing
Like they
nothing.
clothes not singed, nothing, bro. Like
It's like you don't. It's like you don't have to do this. Like you literally you
Deku was literally inside the mansion when All for One said, "Boom." Bro, how the fuck did he make it out? Come on, bro.
exactly
Like, can we
exactly.
we just gonna not ask questions because we love the series. We just not go like, oh, they just got out. Like, come
That
on,
is
bro.
so. That's some older level of off screening right there. That's like
And
that's
that's
like
how I was
Jinbei
telling you,
coming
bro. Like,
back.
I just think that I'm gonna have to stop reading shonen after Jujutsu Kaisen because like maybe this is just acceptable when it comes to the shonen demographic and things like this are expected for the young male readers. Like they like shit like that. They like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just what it is, and we've just outgrown that.
Yeah, because there's just like, and another thing is like, the My Hero community is so analytical about everything, and then so critical about all these other series. But when it comes to My Hero, it's like, I mean, I guess that it's okay that they just time skipped away from a
Mhm.
big explosion. I mean, it's My Hero, baby, Horikoshi. We have
Mhm.
faith. He don't miss. It's like, bro, Horikoshi has been missing the dartboard for the past. Like, bro, come on, man. Like,
Unless his aim is not the dartboard, then he got perfect aim because he's way off. Nigga, he not even trying to like he not even going for the dartboard, buddy.
yeah, like it's just I don't like it's
But
just
see,
like
so Johan said that's just anime logic or shonen logic.
no,
I hate when
no,
people do that,
no,
bro.
that's not no, because My Hero for the longest time everybody was saying that it's better than these shonens, it's better than this anime, it's better than this, it's better than that. It won't do these things that we attribute to all these other anime and shonen. But then when My Hero does, it's like it's My Hero, baby. What you mean,
Yeah,
baby? Well,
that's what niggas do with One Piece, and
it,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
And ultimately, what I'm mad about Horikoshi for doing is the over promising and under delivering, bro. A lot of things in the series he just doesn't have to do. Like Gran Torino getting stabbed into the stomach. You don't have to do that if he's gonna live. Just have Shigaraki crush his leg and throw him to the side. Bakugo getting stabbed throughout the admin and all of that stuff. Just have him get stabbed one time through the shoulder or something. Like uh
Yeah,
gang like Gigantomachia about to tear up Gang Orca and all these people fat gum. Just don't have them right there in front of it. Why midnight? Not midnight. All Might car exploding. Just have him jump
my
out. Just show him jumping out the car or something ahead of time.
my thing is with people is like if we disagree on the overall whether we like the direction of the story or not, that's fine. But when it's blatant things that are just wrong and you can't even admit, you can't like, all right, I still like the story the way it's going, but yeah, you're right. This was a head scratcher. This was weird.
Yeah,
Like you can't even admit that. Like when bro niggas can't even admit that the Mirio Erie shit was trash. I'm like, bro, these niggas will just they're not gonna like, bro. You just not gonna admit nothing. Like, bro, people don't understand. Me and Rex have been championing my hero for the longest, bro.
you know.
So
Hold on, like, real
it
quick.
doesn't cause for you to pause to think that okay, these guys have been championing my hero for the longest, and now they're completely upset. Your only rationale, your only deduction is that they're just mad because it didn't go the way they wanted it to.
Bro, like
Are
that's
you
what
serious?
that like, bro, Dustin. That's what I'll be trying to like trying to get people to understand. I was like, bro, I have been reading My Hero probably longer than almost anybody that I talked to My Hero about. I I I I have literally seen the beginning, and I've been reading My Hero week to week since 2014, 2015. Like I haven't had a chance to binge the series. So if I'm telling you the story and the writing style has changed on a week to week format, you should believe me. I've been, you know how long I've been fighting? Literally, we have streams of me fighting people. I literally we talked to Roger and was convincing him how great My Hero was. We
Mm-hmm.
literally go against people. We will on like for 2 years, like for me, as long as me and you've known each other, we have literally fought people in the public eye defending My Hero. And you think we just because we don't want the things to go the way we want it to go, we're mad like what? Like, are you kidding me? Like, and another thing is the best genius thing. That magical hospital that came out of nowhere that we had nothing that we knew nothing about. Like that is so trash. And the fact that y'all don't call it trash is like, like bro, like oh,
It makes no, like, you can't even point out to certain instances like bro, it's no way, like, niggas are not even saying them just skipping over the explosion is trash. It's like, bro, okay, y'all on a different, y'all on that One Piece stand level now when you can't even, like, not even that, bro.
yeah, I
Like,
don't.
bro, that's just obviously trash, bro.
No,
Can we just not admit that?
look, here, look. Hold on. Let's give the mansion explosion thing a pass because they're all fast. They all move super fast. Okay, whatever. Nagant literally had a bomb inside her face and she lived.
Yeah, yeah, in her body, like, and she survived, and it's like, why? She's a new character that got introduced. The story is about to end. Why do you have to keep her? Like, I'm not even saying that you had to kill her, but you decided to go. So why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this?
Bro,
It's
that's
not
my
like she should have become a major player, and then you kill Midnight and don't even
show it.
show us how she died. Don't even give her a moment. And she was supposed to be the biggest death in that arc, and she didn't even get a moment with her death.
Bro, that's my whole point. It's like if Horikoshi doing things he doesn't have to do. Like the whole Nagant explosion thing, it's like, bro, you literally didn't have to do that if she was gonna live.
Hmm.
You could have had like you know what he could have did instead was have like another villain or something sniping a like away and Deku sensed it and moved him out the way. That would have been better. You know what I mean? But for you to have an actual literal bomb in her body and she lives, it's like And then and another thing is,
That's what I'm saying. All for one planted it. She was unaware of it. Caught her completely off guard. It was inside her body. How did she survive, bro?
and then we like that chapter or whatever, we get the counter of like literally we didn't see her face. You know what I mean? It was like a black thing. So it was like, oh, she literally just doesn't have a face, and he just doesn't want to get that detailed and graphic. But no, she's okay, and she's at Central Hospital, the magical hospital that that makes everybody alive, and that's it's cool, I guess. I mean, you know, so it's like I don't, I don't know. And then like this, let's talk about this chapter and specifically this recent chapter, bro. Why Death Arms? Why do we care that he's retiring?
Um, I guess they're just trying to. I mean, I don't really necessarily care, but I guess they're just trying to hammer in the point that you know niggas are retiring. That this person that was really
No,
convicted on being a hero is even giving up. You
no,
know what I'm
but
saying? Like,
here's my thing. Why, bro? If heroes are gonna retire and you really want us to feel it, why not do characters we actually care about? You know what I mean? Like, for example, if like I say this all the time, during the initial retirement of the heroes, when Yao Mushu or whatever retired, it was like, bro, who cares about this old dude? Nobody in the city. We don't even know what his quirk is. Why do we care that he's retiring?
yeah, we don't
If
even know his quirk.
if Kamui Woods, I say this all the time, if Kamui Woods would have retired then, and then we would have had the shift of Kamui Woods was the shining star hero coming up, and then Mount Lady was the fame greed hero, and their roles reversed where Kamui Woods was now like being scared of death and all of this, didn't want to be hero, and Mount Lady stepping up, and then we see him retire. It would have been like, oh snap, this really shook up our heroes, and we care about it. When you do actions and things in a story through people we don't care about, it lessens the weight of it. It lessens the weight. And that's why I don't get why people like Aniki or other people say that, oh, things are happening in the civilians and things are happening through the civilians. It's like, bro, we don't care. from an emotional standpoint, and that's what stories are built on. From an emotional standpoint, we only care about the things that happen through our characters that you've built up, and that's why I always say that character is better is over plot, because like even if the plot is kind of shaky, if things are happening through your characters and they're happening through in a good way, you can excuse, like for real, you can excuse some stuff in the plot if the
Well,
if
I see the. It just depends on where he's going because I can see the writing tool he's using. If you're building up the sense of these heroes retiring by using all of these other characters, and then it gets up to where like our, you know what I'm saying, like it's preparing you for bigger characters to do this. You know what I'm saying? I can see that, but I just don't see
but it's not
necessarily
happening
where
though.
he's going with it. Like, because you know what I'm saying, like the only big character I could think of would be Endeavor.
But we know
You know what
that's
I'm
not going
saying?
to
But
happen.
after all he's been through, why would he retire? He either gonna have to die or he's gonna have to redeem himself some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
It,
retirement that wouldn't necessarily. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
but I can see why the writing like it's not. I can't say
but
the writing
here
technique is bad. I just don't
no
know
no,
what
but
he's trying
here's
to
why
do
it's
with it.
bad. Here's why it's bad, because I agree with you. If that was the way he was going, I would like, oh, okay, he's building us up to when the big heroes retire. But remember, we got that panel of all the heroes suiting up, like all the big heroes that we care about suiting up again, like showing that they're the ones that's going to stay around. You remember
Mm-hmm.
that? So we know they're not retiring.
Yeah, I'm saying, but let's it's like they something happens where like it makes them have that change, like Best Genius and the Ninja Dude, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Shaggy.
saying, Hawks even. Like when something like at first they were like, nah, we're gonna keep going, even though all these people are leaving us. But then something happens where they have the same, it has the same effect on them where they want to quit too. But even then, they'll have it for like a moment, and then they'll snap out of it, and then they'll come. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it'll be like in the middle of
it's
a fight or something. Maybe All for want to break their wheel down, and they might lose hope for a second. Then
then
Deku gonna come through
yeah,
doing
then
some shit, or
the
somebody
sun
gonna come through
the
doing
sun
some
gonna
shit.
shine on Deku, and they'll be like, oh,
Yeah,
Naru Jesus, he's here,
yeah,
bro. It's like okay, bro. And
yeah, bro.
and ultimately, like, well, my hero, I think that it's just a shame that in the past, like, the reason why you care about like the people not being able to become a hero and like small petty criminals is through Gentle, because he was built up in a proper way. We cared about the aspect in that side of hero society. The reason we care about, the hero reform is because of Stain. You do things through characters and build them
Mm-hmm.
up so we care about them. You don't do things through characters we don't care about, because ultimately it's not gonna have that same weight and impact. And then also like this is an idea that I had. If you really wanted to hammer home like the idea of like how bad it is for the civilians, you could have had half a chapter or one chapter of having the viewpoint through a singular civilian, right? Through during the Gigantomachia rampage, and him saving people, helping people, running away, all this. And you think, oh, okay, he's gonna get away. And at the end of the chapter, he dies, or like he gets critically injured, and it's like, oh, it's all for naught. That way, it hammers home like how severe it is for the civilian. They're trying their hardest, and it still doesn't matter, because that's how devastating the villains are. If you have something like that, then now we care more about the civilians, because now for right now the civilians are just a blank canvas, and it's like he hasn't properly like shown us enough of the civilian stuff for us to care about it, like really and honestly, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you gotta make people care about it. But it's like if you keep bringing these false stakes in, and people, I'm not gonna care about that shit either, bro. It's like I don't care about. Excuse me. I don't care about nothing that's nothing that's going. Only thing I've liked, like I told you, the last chapter, like I liked what All for One did, how he set it up, where he used Nagnet to get Deku there and all that. But we knew it wasn't gonna be shit. Like we knew it.
yeah,
I'm just gonna enjoy this moment right here because I know next week is gonna be taken right away. And next week with the first fucking panel,
taken right away, yeah.
snaps. Yeah, it's like this shit crazy, bro.
And even though I like the optic of them all for one moment, like when you look at the like, and this is what I've said multiple times, is that if you look at the chapters by themselves, Like if I cut off what's coming after and what's coming and what came before, and I just look at the chapter as a singular chapter with nothing built up through it and no anything, the chapters are good.
Hmm.
But when you look at everything that's been happening so far, that all for one moment, that should have been Shigaraki's moment. 100%.
No, what the your next?
That and the explosion of Naga, all of that should be through Shigaraki. Why are we getting
No,
all for
that's
one?
not. But see, that's not really Shigaraki's
And,
personality,
that's
though.
not his MO or personality, but I'm saying these big moments of that a villain is getting, like the head villain, that's supposed to be through Shigaraki.
Well,
That's
see, I kind of seen this coming though a long time ago because when I don't know if you remember this, it was like when I think it was before they my hero got like it was like in the '90s. I think I could be wrong, but it was early on the series when Deku was having one of his conversations with All Might that they have. He was telling him that your final enemy is always going to be All for One, and we didn't know if he meant All for One awful one or just a quirk, but you would have to assume that he meant the person because awful it was like he never it was never known at the time that he was trying to transfer his quirk or he wanted to transfer, you know what I'm saying? So that's back then I said I wonder is he gonna go like that route, you know what I'm saying? But at the
yeah,
same time, well, he's even if he goes that route for a little bit, bro, what you set up with Shigaraki, he still has to somehow become
yeah,
because you like, bro. I love people try to downplay that, bro, but you literally wrote this hand will destroy everything.
yeah,
You can't just write that and then nothing. The hand doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and also the parallels that've been happening between the Deku and Shigaraki throughout the entire series. Like literally, like Shigaraki literally started off as a man child that didn't know how to do anything really, and then it slowly has been built up to a competent villain that knows how to use all his like he has charisma. He knows how to use all his pieces. He's powerful. Like he's literally Shigaraki now is the villain that we usually see at the beginning of the series that we have to go like the Aizens or like the Madaras. Like this Shigaraki is now that villain. And it was all just snatched away from him weirdly. Like it was just all snatched away for whatever reason. I don't get why it was all snatched away from him. Like and again, I want Deku and them to win in the end, but like like I said, I got into My Hero when Deku was on the ground crying. And if that was all that My Hero was just a lighthearted, upbeat story about him becoming the greatest hero, I would have been fine with that because that's I was invested. But when you show me all this other stuff that you potentially, I didn't ask for any of this stuff. You showed it to me.
mm.
It was like, hey man, I'm about to go out and get some hamburgers. Hey, you want some lobster too? Wait, what?
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't.
you made the comparison
Yeah,
before.
but I didn't even know lobster was on the table. Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get this lobster, bro. He was like, bro. Not only we getting lobster, we getting New York cheesecake too. I'm like, shit, you not, bro. I'm like, I'm hyped. I'm like, not only we getting New York cheesecake, I got somebody waiting for you back at the hotel, bro. Horikoshi, you my guy. And then we get to the restaurant. He was like, okay, it's gonna happen. I think later, but for right now, just had a burger. It's like, bro, come on. Why give me the expectation if you're not going to deliver on the
my
expectation?
my my thing is too is that like of course we want them to win in the end, but you have to make us root for them because
Yes.
Horikoshi has made us root for the villains.
Mhm.
Like
Mm,
he's done that. Like I remember when it was Gentle versus Deku, that was the first time that I was actually rooting against Deku.
mhm.
You had us seeing Shigaraki and what they go through. You
Mhm.
had us rooting for them. So I feel like you, from what you're showing us, you have to have Deku and them suffer a major loss and the villains have a major victory before you have the true final climax where Deku and them win. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the way it's been written. That's the way it's been set up. But if you set all that up and now you're just going, there's never going to be the villains having this big victory. They're just gonna keep Deku and them are just gonna keep finding a way to win until Deku saves everything or saves everybody. It's like, bro, what was the point of us laboring on with the development of these villains and these characters for? Like, you could have just had them be some, you know what I'm saying, some
Mhm.
characters that, some Jesse and James for Team Rocket type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I
why do we
always,
have to
I
learn
always,
about this?
I always said that if he, it would have been like the way Shigaraki and them are written before MVA. All you had to do was continue doing that. Like literally, like we saw Shigaraki during the invasion of USJ. And then the next time we see him, he has Stain. Then the next time we see him, he has Toga. twice, Dobby, all of them. Like keep doing that. Just have it happen behind the scene and slowly him progressing like a little bit through little scenes and stuff like that. You don't dedicate all this time to him like doing the overhaul arc and showing him changing and all of this other stuff if you're just not gonna deliver on it. Hopefully he does. I'm like hoping like at least that's the one thing he stays consistent with. But I don't know anymore. Like that's the thing. I don't know. Like yes, I can say in my heart of hearts, I think that's gonna happen. But if it doesn't, then it's just like it's more of over promising and under delivering. You know what I mean? Because if
Hmm.
Shigaraki comes out like with his new army, his new powers, his new completed body after he killed All For One and all this stuff that people are saying, and he still just loses, it's like okay, he has to win. He has to win. He has to win for me to care about Deku's victory. Because at this point, Deku is just it's just too OP at this point. There's nobody that can stop Deku. No, there's nobody in My Hero Academia right now that can stop Deku besides Gantamaki, All For One, or Shigaraki. Simple like that. Deku beats like the fact that he says he could go 100% and he has all these different quirks. He could beat Endeavor. He could beat Hawks. He could beat Genus. There's nobody that can stop Deku,
Yeah, he just whooped a nigga Eversley in that chapter.
bro. Exactly. So what I'm saying is that I have no tension. There's no tension in My Hero Academia. Like like
Yeah.
like like even if like let's say this. Let's wipe the slate clean. We don't have agree to disagree on whatever is going on in the story and plot. You cannot tell me that there's any stakes in My Hero. There's no like nobody in this chat, nobody that reads My Hero, nobody that is in the My Hero community can tell me that there's any actual stakes in My Hero right now, or
Like,
that
what
they
do we
feel it.
fear? What do we fear that Deku is gonna lose?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that like is he gonna lose? We don't fear he's gonna lose the use of his arms anymore.
Hmm.
We don't fear that all he's gonna lose his teacher. Really, like I still don't like. I still feel like All Might should die, and they in this chapter they still alluding to that vision. But it's like, bro, this nigga at this point, bro, it's like at this point, like, bro, why even kill? Like, is his will his death even be impactful anymore after dragging it out this long? If
Who
we do
All
get it,
Might? Yeah, not like I would say yes, but not really, bro. Like I like it's just like the trader. I think all
it would have to be by Shigaraki and Horikoshi would have to has said that the events the immediate events prior to All Might's death, he had to set that shit up perfectly to
yeah,
like really get us
yeah.
to feel that impact.
Because at this point, All Might is the same as like the trader. It's like it's so long past like the caring
Oh
point
yeah,
about
the
it.
trailer, like bro, what is yeah, like it's like I don't even think about that anymore. That's how long that's been like not mentioned. Is that I don't even think about that anymore. Like the trailer.
Tarnish
That's
said
crazy, bro.
Tarnish said Deku hasn't been taking care of himself and has ruined his relationship with the people close to him. What relationships has he ruined? I'm just confused on what relationships he ruined because All Might is gonna follow him regardless, and All Might knows what he's doing because All Might did the same thing. So All Might is now gonna ridicule him. Endeavor, Hawks, all of them understand that he has a test and they're on the mission, so the relationship with them is not ruined. Bakugo has been his childhood friend for the longest time, and Bakugo, that he's gonna try to save him, so that relationship's not ruined. Ochiko gonna try to save him, so that relationship's not ruined. His mom loves him, so that relationship isn't ruined. All the other students still care about him. No relationship is ruined with Deku. He's not ruining any relationship. He
Like we
just
have no fear that he's not going to talk to like none of his even like his friends are never going to talk to him again like we haven't or it's going to be a permanent consequence from that they might have a discussion where be like we're your friends and you're supposed to you can't leave us behind like oh I realize that now it might be a conversation like that but it's not no like we're asking what is he going to lose like what are we afraid that he legitimately can lose like anything that happens it's going to be fixed immediately, like, or it's not gonna really be a threat or a problem. Just like how the explosion really wasn't a threat or a problem. His losing his arms, Muriel Quirk, like, bro, it's just so many things that it's like no matter what they introduce that's seemingly high stake, is gonna be wiped away very quickly after it's introduced.
and Muriel
Is what
Quirk
we're talking about.
was a thing where like we all knew it was gonna happen, but the way it was done, it
Yeah,
was so like
yeah, the execution.
and that's what I was telling E so many times. It's like, bro, just because something happens that I want to happen doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. Simply because the execution and the buildup of it has to be good. Like just checking something off a list doesn't mean it's good. Like your manager could come to you like, hey, I need this done. You could technically do it, but the quality of the work can make your manager be like, no, you got to go back and redo this. Or that's what anything in life. Like my mom or anybody could be like, hey, clean up your room, and then you're like, okay, I cleaned it up, and then she comes like, nigga, this ain't clean. It's just like, bro, just doing something doesn't mean that it's good. The execution has to be done correctly. The build-up has to be done properly, and then you have to have the emotional stakes and weight behind it. Like the only way that the All Might death makes sense is if like or has that weight is that if Shigaraki wakes up, he slowly starts going on a rampage, and we know he has a target, and it's All Might, and we see chapter after chapter him slowly getting closer to what All Might is, and then we have media coverage on the situation. Deku's right there, but he can't move, he can't do anything, and Shigaraki kills All Might in front of Deku. That's the only way it's like really impactful, honestly, because the world has to see it happen, and then Deku has to see it right happen right in front of him. He can't do anything.
Yeah, bro. It has to be some major consequences in order for this story to start getting rectified for me.
Yeah.
It has to be some major consequences have to start happening at some point. And if it just never happens, then that's just trash, bro. It can't. It has to be consequences. It just has to. And that's I don't know you don't like JJK, but that's why I enjoy JJK because everything it's been major consequences that's been happening. Like a certain character got a power up, but it was a major consequence and sacrifice that had to be made in order to get that. It wasn't just handed and the it's still you know what I'm saying? Like everything was still roses. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a fake out. It wasn't like, oh, this person had to die for it. Oh wait, no, they still live. Like, no, that person died, that person is gone, it's over, niggas are dying and that's what I expected from my hero because of the writing. It's like, bro, we're going, and that's what my thing too. I hate people say characters don't, bro. Characters can die in a story, bro. Especially if it's all a part of the story, you can still sell merch and do all that. A character like
Look
if
at Ace. He
you know
died,
what I'm
and he's still
saying.
like one of the most popular characters in One Piece every time in a pose.
Who?
Ace in One Piece.
Oh yeah, you got a character. Oh man, I'm getting tired. But a character can die, bro, and like you know what I'm saying? And it's not going. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like you should just kill people to kill people just for sake value. But
Yeah.
when you're setting these things up, especially like, bro, the only character this nigga killed was what Night Eye and Midnight. But Night Eye was the only character that died and got a moment. I feel like unless
Yeah.
I'm missing somebody else.
No, you're right. Just not at midnight.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, and Lady Nagnet, that's not something you could have killed her, bro. Like you, I don't like. It's not like she's going to be a major player. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she has some very important role. But if she did, you didn't have to handle it that way, my G.
But that's
Like you
ultimately
could have
my
made her. You
point.
could have made her. You could have made her got hurt in a way where we would have believed that she could still be alive. But her getting blown up from the inside out and she's still alive.
And,
You
and,
know, it's like, come
and here's my ultimate thing. You don't have to kill people. You don't in a story. You don't have to kill people. Everybody can live, but don't set up like people are gonna die and not deliver on it.
on.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's my only thing is don't set up like it's gonna happen and then you just don't deliver on it. and
Mm-hmm.
and and, and somebody said twice. Yeah, twice, but he's not a hero. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, twice. I forgot
villains die
about
all
that.
the time, though, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Villains get wiped out or get thrown in jail. The villains have actual consequences. Shigaraki and all of them have actual consequences. The entire story. The entire story,
Yeah.
they've always had consequences. It's only the heroes in Deku side that don't have actual consequences. And when I mean the hero
Yeah.
side, I mean the heroes we care about. I don't mean like Death Arms or like Yoramusha. Like I don't care about them. I'm talking about the people we actually care about. And we thought there were states because like even if you don't kill people, you have like the injury thing because like we see that the All Might injury like made him weak. We know how we have the Deku arm thing. We have the Endeavor scar. We have all these injuries that persist. We have Muriel losing his quirk. It's not really an injury, but it's like a DNA injury. Like you know what I mean? So these are the like consequences and stakes that we get on the hero side. Even if we don't have death, we have permanent reminders of what they went through, and we're no longer even getting that.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. What you think? Like, what's your overall rating of this last chapter?
Zero.
Well, you don't like anything in the chapter at all.
Only thing that interested me was the that's one stain panel, and of course the art is beautiful.
Art is always top notch.
That's the only positive that I've been the only positive that I've been taking from these my hero chapters the past 20 chapters is the art is just more beautiful. Like it's probably some of the best art, and that's saying something for Horikoshi so far in the series. And he's had a
Hmm.
lot of great art in My Hero, but I feel like he's taken the art up another level.
Yep.
These past
And
couple arcs,
that
couple 20 chapters or whatever. So
that makes it so
yeah, but
hard.
as far as just the chapter, it's a zero, bro. It's a zero.
That also makes it so hard because like the art is so amazing. He's like, bro, I see the greatness. Like I literally, visually, I see it, and
Yep.
it's that sometimes give me fake hype on chapters too. Like, because I visually see how impressive and how much of a pen, like his pen is crazy. Still, in my opinion, the best art in Shonen Jump currently. So I'm like, bro, visually, this stuff is amazing to the mind. But like when
No, I still think Dr. Stone Arthur is number one.
oh, tomato, everybody got their own viewpoint,
That nigga detail is crazy.
but like
But
I
but
think I think
like
it's
I told you, I was telling you the other day, like if you just literally read this chapter and didn't look at none of the dialogue, it's a 10 out of 10.
yeah, 100%. Like just the visuals alone, this chapter is, whew, like it's top tier. This is some of the best stuff Horikoshi has delivered. But then when you look at the dialogue and like the stuff that's going on, it's like uh, and like just for me personally, I'm not giving it a zero. I think this chapter is like a four. But like the best two moments for me was uh the All Might Deku moment where he was like you don't like he was like, bro, like I've been telling you so long, you need to show that you're here. Like you can just rest, bro. Like it's okay
But to
to.
me, that moment it doesn't hit for me because of everything surrounding it. The moment
I
is
agree.
creeping to me. Like if we just take that moment out of the story, like we just pick it up and put it on its own, yeah, it's a dope conversation, dope dialogue. Um, but when you surrounded by everything, it's just cheaping to me. Like I don't care about it. It's something I can like a lot of things that's been happening in My Hero. Like okay, I can see like this happening. Like 2 years ago, I would have been hyped about these certain things because these are things that Horikoshi has done in the past, and I've been hyped about it. But from what he's done now, it's like, bro, these things that I'm seeing that I usually would like, I don't care for.
Yeah. I mean I feel you and I'm not gonna fight you on it, but just for me personally, like I enjoy like especially when Deku looked back and he had that look in his face, like it's okay, man, I got this. Like it was like in almost like, bro, please just rest. Like that hit me because I love Deku. He's one of my top three favorite characters in the series. And I like the moment, and then the Stain moment, of course. Like I hope Stain does something important and something good. Hopefully. So like those are my two favorite things in the chapter. But everything surrounding it and everything else, like even the Deku walking off and the people saying, "Oh, he doesn't look like a hero," like it was like, all right, bro. I was like, all right,
Nigga
nigga.
sell it. Niggas
Yeah,
trying to sell this.
he's
They trying
selling
to
this
sell
dream,
this.
bro. He's selling this dream. He is trying to sell this dream for real, man. And you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get near the end of this stream. Let me ask you, like, for you personally, what exactly would you want to see from horror? All right, so let me preface this. Horikoshi in the past, if you look at My Hero Academia, every 20 chapters there's a huge like it doesn't even feel like the same story is being written anymore. You know what I mean? In My Hero Academia.
Hmm.
That's why the
Hmm.
20 chapter like leeway that I gave is like substantial because if you read My Hero, every 20 like if you just look at chapter 1, chapter 20, chapter 40, chapter 60, like the where the story is in every one of those chapters is completely different and there's a huge shift. This hasn't been the case recently. So, in the next 20 chapters, what would you like to see from Horikoshi, and what do you think he can do to properly like put the story back on course?
Um, it has to be major consequences, bro. He has to, on Deku's side, he has to get rid of these heroes that are holding their hands, and he got to get rid of them, some incapacitate them in some way, where it's Deku and them feel some kind of loss or defeat, and Shigaraki needs to overcome this thing with All for One, and Shigaraki needs to establish himself. I don't know if that can be done in 20 chapters.
It's Horikoshi. It
I
could be
don't know
done
if
in
I don't know
20
if he
chapters, bro.
it can be done, but I don't know if it's gonna be done in 20 chapters. I don't know what direction we're going with the story. But it just has to be consequences, bro. It has to be consequences.
Yeah. For me personally, like the way that you get the story back on track is simply we have to finally, I've been asking for this forever. We have to finally go back to Shigaraki. We have to like when we go back to Shigaraki, we need to stay on him. I don't care about Deku what anybody else is doing right now. We need to stick with Shigaraki. We need to see him overcome All For One. We need to see him kill All For One. We need to see him get his crew back. We need to see him get Toga back, Compress back, the Doctor, Gigantomachia. We need to see him reassemble his pieces. That's what we need to
Mm,
see. Like, like even like in terms of like what's after that, like it's still left to be seen. But I want to see Shigaraki come back into the fold in a major way, and see him regain everything that he lost. That's what I want to see. And then after that, I would like to see Shigaraki deliver deliver major consequences to the heroes, because I don't want the major consequences to come to the heroes without Shigaraki being a part of it. That's just for me personally. And I think if that happens, I can start to come back into the fold of my hero. But like Kappa Mikey said in the chat, I feel like even if consequences start to come, it's too late at this point. It may be that even if all this stuff happened perfectly, I still don't have that same fire in me with my hero. It's a possibility. But at least I could like, even if all that happens, I could say, okay, at least the story's in the right direction. I may not be feeling it anymore, like on the same level, but at least I can have in my heart that I know that he can rectify his wrongs. That's just me. Um, what are your shout out to you, Dustin? What are your plans for the future? Like, you got anything coming out that the people should know about? You got to,
oh man, we always working, man. Content, streams. We trying to get the sub count up. Trying to get these analytics looking right.
mm-hmm,
Trying to get people to smash that like button and comment.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, so that's all we focused on over here. What
yeah.
about you, bro?
I need everybody. I need
Back to
every.
the streaming schedule.
Yeah, we will. We're starting like back on Twitch streaming tomorrow. I had to take a break. I tried to do a 365 days thing, but like 45 days or like 50 days of doing something continually without a break, that it'll burn anybody
Mm.
out for anything. And I like, okay, bro, I'm not built for that. I need rest, and I need time to like, and what I want to do is create like compilation videos, and I'm not able to do that because I'm streaming every day. I need time to actually make the videos because if I'm
Yeah.
streaming every day, I literally have no time to make the videos I want to make. So I'm about to do 5 days a week streaming, and then Tuesday, Wednesday I'm gonna have off, and I'm gonna start doing like working, resting, and making my YouTube videos, and then put them on YouTube. Also, I want everybody to smash that like button, hit that bell notification, subscribe, like, share this to everybody. I need y'all to do that. I'm not asking for your donations, but I'm demanding it. I'm demanding it. You should donate to me. Like, you should give me whatever little money you have. Like, just give me all the money. We got to get those analytics up. You got to get me rich. So yeah. That's what time we on, man. I'm trying to get me a Miri hat very soon. So
Yeah. Y'all letting the boomer girl buy $3 million apartments. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Spread the
yeah,
wealth.
yeah, spread the wealth, man. Spread the wealth. But no, in all seriously, thank you for everybody coming through. Whether we agree or disagree, I just had to do this stream because this is probably gonna be the last time publicly I'll talk about my hero. Um, I
Yeah.
prob Not for real. I'm done. Like, I left the church. I don't really follow anybody that tweet my hero. I'm pretty much done with like talking about it with people, like, because it's just like, it's like it's no point. We don't see eye to eye. No matter how much I make valid points and show people panels, they just don't agree. Like, they refuse to see it. It's like they have this delusional genjutsu on them. Like, they just don't want to see like the truth. So it's like it's no point. Like me, like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Me reading my hero every weekend, trying to explain to people why it's trash, and them not seeing it. It's like, I'm not going to keep doing that. So just like with One Piece, I don't talk about it publicly anymore. I'm not talking about my hero publicly anymore. It's just like, if my hero for some reason comes back and I'm just like hyped again, I'll come back. But until then, the manga rundown every Sunday will no longer feature my hero. It just is what it is. I'll talk about stuff I actually enjoy reading. So yeah.